Peace, love, and blessings to you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with Black to the Block today, the People's Media Network. I get all my news from you all and all my info from the platform, and I really love what you guys are doing, so the pleasure is mine. So my name is Dr. Tiye Warren. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I hold a BS in management, an MBA, and a doctorate degree in organizational leadership. I'm a leadership expert and proud businessman. I am the co-founder of Kush Inc., which develops community safety and other strategies for community development and the improvement of urban Black communities. We also provide services to communities in Los Angeles, Cincinnati, and Atlanta, Georgia, specifically with youth and families. I also own a management consulting and professional development firm that teaches economics and skills that help my participants, my graduates, earn a minimum of $80K per year. I'm a Black male advocate and I'm a mentor. Applied Black consciousness comes out of the post-civil rights movement. So after the civil rights were given to everyone except for Black Americans, we lost our communities and ultimately ourselves. And so the program is a family-based program that teaches facts-based Black consciousness. And so we unlearn all of the rhetoric, myths, lies, and deception that's taught in our schools and in books that are published about Black history. And we learn our true melaninated purposes and power through ancient heritage from our ancestors. And with all of that, we have the opportunity to come up with creative ways to apply this knowledge to our own families so that we can recover and improve the conditions in our communities. So one of our major challenges and misconceptions is that the youth are responsible for destroying the Black community. And so our neighborhoods have been in shambles for decades since the civil rights movement. And often the youth have been blamed, and we never really give that any thought. The youth were the pulse and the heartbeat of the civil rights movement. Most of those people that were marching during the civil rights movement were between the ages of 12 and 24. And so if we look today and blame the destruction of our community on our youth, then the question becomes, where are their parents? Because kids don't produce themselves, right? They don't bear themselves and they don't raise themselves. And so when we look into that a little further, we find that there aren't any parents, it's just single mothers. And so these young people are being raised by half of their parents, their single mother. And it's like at some point we abandoned the whole husband, wife, mother, father, children, family dynamic in exchange for these civil rights and this equality. And so now we're struggling in these communities where we have this baby mama, baby daddy, destructive youth family dynamic. And so whether your family fits into this dynamic or not, it's impacting you, because these youth that are quote unquote destroying the community, they go to school with your children. They play with your children. They're your children's friends. They spend a night at your home. You give these children rides to and from their after school activities and social programs and sports clubs and after school programs or whatnot, tutoring or whatnot. And they ride with your children. And most of them are really good kids. They're just in this new family dynamic that didn't exist prior to the civil rights movement. And so that's one of the misconceptions, is that everything is the youth's fault. It's not the youth's fault. The youth actually fought for civil rights and we never got them. And so now those youth are destroying those communities. And so Applied Black Consciousness is an approach to help address that. So we're going to talk about Black history and how Black history, as it's being taught, is fraudulent, and it's doing us a disservice. We're going to replace that with ancient heritage, where we learn about the cultural rights, the rites of passage, the customs, the traditions of our ancestors and ancient relatives. And then we're also going to take that information, that new knowledge, and figure out creative ways to apply it to our families so that we improve the conditions of our communities. So the goal is to get better. The goal is to elevate. The goal is to transition at some point, to a position of wealth, and where we have more wealth in our families, and we're able to develop affluent communities for ourselves instead of what we're experiencing today. Apply Black Consciousness, the actual course is 26 weeks. we meet an hour a week, and that starts on Monday, January 16th, right after the Martin Luther King celebration. We're going to host an impact session, which is entitled Apply Black Consciousness Light. And that's going to be on Saturday, December 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern for those that are interested and want to get an experience. Want to experience what Applied Black Consciousness is like. We'll go over some of the information. I'll give you a high level overview, and we'll cover a couple of the topics not in great detail, but I'll give you enough to be able to take back and have a conversation with your friends, your family. And then I look forward to seeing you all on Monday, January 16th for the full course. Thank you. I love Black to the Block, and I look forward to talking to you all soon.